Welcome. Good morning. Hello, everybody. It's your coach, Carla Nicole. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. I do. So let's get started. I think it's important that we realize that men and women just don't love or communicate the same. Let me say that again. Men and women just don't communicate the same. And the problem is that there's a lot of misunderstandings when it comes to the way men convey where they're coming from. There's a difference of understanding how they feel. They're not wired the same. And so once a man decides that he wants to be in a commitment, their position on that commitment is completely different than how women think. I want you to remember that I am your coach, so you can find me on YouTube by typing at I am your coach 24/7. And I want you to know that this is not always easy, but it's very important that we sit down and really talk about how to understand the opposite sex. A lot of times, we as women don't realize that our source of truth, or our source that we use for understanding men, are women. We talk mostly to our girls about our girlfriends or our sister friends or our sisters or our aunts or our mamas about men. And the problem is we are very handicapped with understanding how men's minds work. And so once we get in these affairs, love or lust affairs, hi Seb, lust or love affairs, when we get involved, we are sadly handicapped because we don't understand that men and women think different. And the problem is, a lot of times we get frustrated because we don't understand how they are reacting, how they are responding, how they are speaking to us, what they are trying to tell us. Sometimes many men are men of a few words. They don't talk a lot, but they say a lot if we pay attention. But because, ladies, our source of understanding men are women, our girlfriends, our mamas, our aunts, we talk to them about men. But we're not understanding men because our sources are off. Yes, our mamas and our aunts and our girlfriends have all interacted with men. Yes. But the mindsets, how they think, what they feel, where they come from in their mind, and how they interact with us is not the same. Our sources are handicapping us as women to understand where men really come from. And so once we go down that aisle or we decide to move in with that man and we're so excited because we're going to get it in every morning and every night, we're going to have a man take care of us and take us here and take us there and buy us this and buy us that. Oh, yes. However, we find out that once we get settled and after the honeymoon and all of that is over and we get settled in that relationship, we start to realizing, I don't know why he doesn't do this and why he doesn't do that. And I don't understand why he only uses very few words to say so much. And I'm just supposed to guess what he means. You're handicapped, mama. You're using your mom, your aunties, your sister friends, and your mom and your girlfriends to give you the skinny on how men operate. And it's not working for you. Unfortunately, we're not using the proper sources to understand how men think, where men are coming from. So I'm going to give you something today that's going to help you to understand that men don't think like women. The average man thinks differently than we do. We have been programmed since little girls to want to be, in love affairs, and we want a man to take care of us and do everything for us and all of those things. We want a man to protect us. But understand that most men, once they settle in the relationship with you and they've already made the commitment that they've chosen you and you and he are together, once that settling comes in, guess what? Everything that you thought that man was is not. All of your resources that you have, which is your aunties and your mamas and your girlfriends telling you men this and men that, is inaccurate. And unfortunately, you are very handicapped at understanding where men are coming from. Now, guess what that means? You're going to now be handicapped in that love affair and relationship. You're not going to understand him, where he's coming from, his responses, how he acts is going to be very confusing. Here's why. Women, we seem to focus number one conversations and all of the things we want to talk about. We seem to focus on emotions. We as women are emotionally addicted. We talk about emotions for everything. We don't want to face the truth that we are highly emotionally driven in all ways, shapes, or sizes. That's all we think about is how we emotionally feel. Understand something though. Once you come into a relationship with a man, men are not driven by emotion. And understanding this is hard to understand when you have been taught since young, since small, even raised, especially if you were raised by your mom. When she says she feels something, we respond because we understand feelings. When you get into a relationship with a man and he states what he wants and states it very clearly and comes very direct, we get offended or we get hurt or we get frustrated or we get confused or we feel all of a sudden, I'm using the word feeling because I know you can relate, we feel like he's being mean, and no, he's being direct. Men don't come from a space of trying to massage your emotions. Men come from a space of telling you what it is and how it is, and where he's coming from is very direct. So when a man is talking to you and he's explaining to you certain things, he's doing so not to irk you or make you feel a way. This is the way he speaks. This is the way he responds. Or you may find that a man with few words may say very, very limited things, but say a lot. But we as women have a tendency not to listen. And we don't study because we don't know to study. We don't know to study men and how their mind works. We have been taught that just men are this and men are that based upon what our girls tell us, based upon what our moms tell us, based upon our experience while we in relationships. All of that is handicapping us from really having a true understanding of how the men's mind work. Known things and factors are this: men often have a lot of discipline. I'm talking about successful men and purposeful men. They have a lot of discipline. Number two, they drive from respect. I know you might not have heard it, so I got to get closer. Men drive from respect. They also, once they come to a conclusion and make a decision, they don't have any question in their mind if they regret that decision or not. Purposeful men make decisions with intentions. And so when you have men with these types of persuasions and these types of demeanors and this type of focus, they don't spend time on emotionally based conversations or emotionally based attitudes, tantrums. Men don't respond to it because men don't have them. If we get angry with our man, we go and we start gossiping to our girls and telling our friends how he's just an ass and all these things, and we talk to them about it. But that's not how men respond. But again, we have been handicapped because our source of truth is usually our mother, our friends, our sisters, and our past relationship experiences. This is our source of truth, and this is what we use to understand men. And it's not working at all. Because, like I said earlier, men come from a different space of time. They don't think about everything from an emotional state. Everything isn't about feelings. We, as women, only focus on our feelings. And so a lot of times we are frustrated because we don't understand why he doesn't understand. Here's the truth. He has a different understanding. And the difference is what helps the balance. When you understand a man, purposeful now, a man of purpose, a visionary, a man that's successful, those men have a certain type of way they speak. And oftentimes it's not coming from emotion. They're not speaking about how they feel. They're speaking about what it is. I truly am honestly encouraging women to start paying attention to how men respond, rather than spending so much time on how a man reacts. Because you as women and we as women have a tendency to get butt hurt or feel away when a man's response doesn't match our response. Because if a man, say for instance, says something and I don't feel as though he's reacting the way I want to see him react, then I'm going to feel a way inside. This is feelings now. This is coming from a feeling-based state, whereas men don't. Men don't come from feelings. Men come from, like I said, they come from a different space. So here's the thing. If men don't always react based upon what you want them to do, oftentimes you get frustrated because they don't answer you fast enough. I'm not getting my answer quick enough. I'm not getting my response. I'm telling you, I feel this. A man's not going to respond to that. But again, your source has you handicapped because you only want to see his response. I'm sorry, hear his response to you and your feelings. Sadly, that's not going to work. Because again, like I said earlier, men are based upon discipline. That's a huge thing for men. Men want to know that they have certain things already in place that helps them to understand that they will stick to what they do, what they need to. And when they stick to those things, where does that come from? A man's discipline comes from when he does things in the dark that no one else sees. He works when no one else can know he does. He's doing things when no one else has any idea of it. Why? Because a lot of times we don't understand men are wired differently. Men's concerns and men's worries and men's angst comes from his huge responsibility of not only taking care of himself and preservation, but you and the children. And most of the time, they even cover other people like family and so on and so forth. So they're not emotionally driven. They are more concerned about details. What is results? Those are more important to them, not our emotions and how we feel. Are emotions out of order? No. Emotions and men that are in the direction of discipline and needing results need emotions to keep them balanced so they don't get so out of tune with women. Of course, women, we understand feelings because that's what we always want to hear a man talk about, and he's not wired like us. Period. I don't care what we think. How we feel doesn't matter. Not in the realm of real relationships. Because results and reality is what matters. We as women stay locked in the imagination of what a relationship is. And so oftentimes we're so stuck on wanting a relationship to look like Sarah's relationship. We want to have all this romantic events. We want to make sure that we're having all the love scenes we possibly can have, and it's not realistic. Most of the time, if you want a man that's going to be successful, you want a man that's going to be doing something that's powerful and meaningful, he's not going to be around. Newsflash, he's not going to be there. It's just what it is. So, in the meantime of your so-called I want the soft life, you have to understand that's fine that you want the soft life. I get it. But understand that man's not going to be there. The one that you're so in awe over and you think he's just going to take care of you, that's not real. The reality is this. Men are about results and men are about discipline. We as women want to talk about our feelings. And our source of truth is our girlfriends. Our source of truth is our moms, and our source of truth is our back old boyfriends and what went on with him, and I had to chase him around and he was always cheating and this and that. That's not helping you now in your relationship now that you're in with now, because you still don't understand men. I know you don't. You can sit here and tell me, oh, I understand men. No, you don't, especially if you weren't raised with a father. You're really handicapped. Here's the truth. We can enjoy men all we want. We can love them, but a lot of times we don't understand them. We don't. We don't get that men love sports because they love competition. But that women are really more competitive than men. I'm going to say that again. for the people in the back that didn't hear me. Men love sports because they enjoy competition, but the real competitors are women. Oh, you don't believe me? Who, if we're honest, what gender, which sex cries the most about cheating? Who do you see on these podcasts doing the most screaming and yelling and conversating about cheating? Who? Is it men conversating and complaining about cheating as much as it is about women? Or are we, can we be honest? I know what I see in my news feeds most of the time is women complaining about men cheating. Most of the time, if you want to be honest about it, the ones that are living the soft life, they're showing all their purses and everything else and how great their life is, what cars they drive, what men is taking them here and there. Most of the time it's women flaunting because women are more competitive than men. Although men love sports, and they do, no question, women are the true competitors. We are. That's because we always got something to say about who's trying to get at my man and no he's not and I'm going to go over there and all this stuff. It's women. We're more competitive than men. I don't care. You can't challenge me because I'm telling you I am a woman. And until I did some real work on me, oh, I was that chick. I didn't play. I so apologized to my exes. I was a lot. Because I was that chick. I didn't play. When it came to, oh, you want to play around? Really? Oh no, that's not how this works. All you need is me and all that stuff. I did all of that. Yeah. But when we sit down and look at it, men will show us how to really pay attention and take a look at what it is that he needs from you. But the problem is, the reason why I at first talked about how we use the source of truth about men being women is so that we can get through to our thick skull that our source of truth is off with trying to understand what a man is trying to show us when he's guiding us into understanding him. We have to step back out of our emotional breakdowns, our tantrums, our cry outs. We got to pull back from them for a while so we can pay attention and learn from what our man is showing us. Here's how men tell you. Men are very direct. Pay attention, ladies. This is where it gets real. Or should I say, buckle up. Men are very direct. They use very few words. They say what they say, and normally they mean it. So if a man is telling you, I really don't like it when you do X, Y, and Z, he's watched it, he's paid attention to it, and he's noticed it, and he wants a resolution to be handled. Not take forever to do it. That's one. Men are very direct. Our problem is we don't like it. We would rather him pretty up that comment he made. We would rather him be more emotionally aware and softer of his approach. When a man asks you to be quiet and listen, that's what he means. Now, being quiet doesn't always mean to just close your mouth. Being quiet also means quieting the thoughts of offense. So when a man is talking and he says, be quiet so you can hear me, he's also asking you not to just shut your mouth, but shut off your mind so his words can come in. Listening is not just with hearing, it's also with you shutting off your inner voice or your inner cries or your inner conversation with yourself as to how dare he tell me to be quiet. That all needs to be shut down and stopped so you can hear. Men are clear when they ask you to be quiet, and sometimes he may say shut up or however he says it. It's coming from a space of telling you that I need you to listen. And listening, like I said, doesn't just come from hearing. It comes from understanding and awakening your soul so that you can be open to his critique. Most women don't want to be honest with themselves. They don't like to be critiqued. Women struggle with accountability. We don't want to have to answer to anyone. We don't. So when a man is asking you to be quiet, this is his guidance to showing you, in order for you and I to work in this relationship, I need you to not just shut your mouth. I need you to shut off your thoughts, your internal cries and tantrums, so you can hear me. This is one of the greatest ways that men help women to become their queen, their wife, their main. This is how he teaches you, by helping you to understand him better. Here's the third thing that men will do. He will also show you what love looks like without involving anything to do with buying or sexing you. Buying for you or sexing you. He will look for your lack. Where are you as far as needs are concerned? And he will try to make sure those needs are met. That doesn't always involve you financially having burdens. That may mean that you have too many people in your life that care less about you and only want to be around you when you do for them. That man is going to show you by actually bringing up to you and revealing to you who in your life is really there and then why. Men guide through showing and revealing things that sometimes you don't want to see. A real man, purposeful man, will lastly show you something that you maybe will be blown away by. If he is a real man that sees in you that you are going to be in his life for real, he's going to show you his vulnerability and his vision. Vulnerability doesn't always mean he's going to shed tears and cry like we do. Vulnerability is going to reveal to you some of his weak points, past mishaps and mistakes and errors in life and setbacks. Men show this, and they do so to reveal to you how he's been broken, hurt, upset, and how he's made a comeback from it. Not for you to take that information and run with it and try to baby him. No, he's showing you for a reason. This is how a man shows you the importance of understanding what his setbacks were, how he ended up getting in certain circumstances. A real man is going to want to show you the truth, and he's going to want to share with you some of the things that has been difficult for him to go through. And he does so because he sees something in you. Your mama, your girlfriends, your sister isn't going to share with you this information because she never possibly had it. And nor have you ever been really cared about for real by a real man who's of his purpose. And if you have not been, and you may not have had a father, if any of those are the case, you are handicapped, my love. No matter what you want to think or how you want to feel, or if you're offended, I'm sorry. You might want to quiet those internal thoughts and listen to what I'm telling you. The real source of truth is when we come to understanding that not everything is easy. He's also going to tell you he can't make you happy. A man's going to tell you he can't make you happy. A purposeful one. One that has vision. Cannot. He won't be there a lot of times. So guess what your happiness depends on? Your happiness depends on your purpose. And you looking for that. And a real man who truly cares about you wants to see you looking for it. Not to please him, but to rise in your higher self. This is what's true, my love. Many times we get so caught up in the fairy tale of love, in the infatuation part, and how exciting we are, and oh my God, I can't wait to get in that dress. I love to be a wife. I just love it. Okay, I get it. However, the truth is, a real man is going to show you how hard it really is to be disappointed. Can I talk about disappointment for a second? Oh, disappointment. Disappointment is one of the hardest things because in this life, we have expectations, we have hopes and dreams, we have comforts and familiarities and patterns. We have all those things. Whenever something gets out of sync or changes or isn't really what it used to be or whatever, a lot of times we get disappointed. And in the disappointment, we don't know what to do. We have no clue. What am I supposed to do? I thought that this was going to be different, but it's not. One of the things that's important that we must understand, life isn't fair. A man you love and care about, share children with, all of those things are great. Trust me, they are. However, sadly, no matter how much you share a bed, a home, family with, sometimes you're not going to understand him. But as I showed you, men will show you and guide you how to love him through those different kind of ways that your girlfriends and your mamas and your sisters and your aunties aren't going to tell you, because it's foreign to them. We talk about all kinds of stuff with men, and men don't talk about that stuff. They don't. Men aren't driven by all this romance and love making and being all excited over that. They're not engulfed and in awe of those things. Men are more concerned about what's the results. It's true. Men are result based and they're big about respect. If they don't get it, they don't actually care about it. Men are based off of real, true, honest results. Make sure to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also understand that today, as your coach, men, if you're on here, I have a prescription for you. Men, I have a prescription for you. It's the Make Love tablet. 1,000 milligrams daily. This tablet, take by mouth once a day. Your lady has an attitude and is really hard to get through to, have her come to me. But in the meantime, take the Make Love tablet. This is your prescription. You have a 30-day supply. Let your lady come to me. It's $19 for 30 minutes. The link is in the comments. Have your lady come to me and you take that Make Love tablet, 1,000 milligrams a day for 30 days. This is encrypted. Make sure to pay attention to what I'm telling you. Here's what's true. A lot of women have attitudes. They're bitter, angry, still disappointed in what they didn't get. And there is, oh my God, so many things that we didn't get as young, and we didn't get when we was in that relationship, and we didn't get this, and we didn't get that. We as women constantly are complaining and absorbed in disappointment. We are. I'm just being honest. And so when you take this tablet, it's called the Make Love tablet. When you take that Make Love tablet, it's 1,000 milligrams, so it's strong. When you take that Make Love tablet and you take it daily, I'm telling you now, it's going to have some side effects. It's going to help your hearing. So you're going to be able to hear your woman a little bit better than you have been. When she says she feels something, she does. Men, I'm going to help you out on the next video. Well, not the next one, but the one after next. I'm going to help men to understand women's emotions. But in the meantime, Make Love Daily tablet will help you to really see, oh, she's jovial. She's happy. She's not as depressed and upset and mad all the time. Orgasms helps. So when you take that tablet, make sure you take your time when you're making love. Study your wife for a girl's body as if it's your last time. Study it. Master. Be the master of every inch of her body. Make Love tablet. 1,000 milligrams daily for 30 days. That's your prescription from me, your coach. And you, my love, will start to really see why you're feeling like a man on top of this world. See, our burdens are often not as heavy when the Make Love tablet is taken daily. It changes everything because we get back to realizing that, yeah, burdens, yeah, trials, tribulations, frustrations, disappointments, oh my God, unexpected events. Life is always lifing. It is what it is. Yes, that is true. But that prescription I just gave you, make sure to take it. You're going to find out that it's going to change some things. Not just in you, but in her too. Okay, guys. I'm out of here. I hope this helped you. I really do. I gave a lot of information. But outside of that, this can really help you to see that when you're in a relationship with men, they're not wired like women. They're wired differently. And so because of that, we need to know what exactly we need to know. And then how do we learn it if we're not able to hear? If we're not able to listen? If we're not able to get with the program? If we're not able to really find ourselves interested? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Coaching Matters. And hit the notification bell when you subscribe, so you know when I go live. My next live is coming on tomorrow at 10 a.m. So make sure to hit the bell on that. You should be seeing that on the screen after this video is over, so that you can get notified about that one too. I'm your coach 24/7. That's what I do. Trust me. Certain things need to be figured out, and certain things need to be relaxed in the minds of many. It just requires us to just, you know, be open to our vulnerability and be okay with being accountable for change. I'm your coach, Carla Nicole. I'm signing off, guys. Best kept.